Hello. Um, can I show you something fun? Can I show you something interesting? You ready? This is the piece Rondo. And I have got it to work, give its feedback to the engine from a meta sound. Let me show you how this works. So here is my meta sound. It's a fair bit long, and there's some extra bits coming off, so let's just focus on the main bits. I first, from play, create a music transport, which has all of our start and stop events. From there, we create a MIDI clock, which you can imagine this to be like your metronome. It's your tick, 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 tick. And we can alter that through the tempo, the length of the bars, the time signatures, all that good stuff. And with these two together, we create a MIDI stream. And we do that through picking our MIDI file, which you've already heard Rondo, so next will be Pirates of the Caribbean. From there, I haven't been able to do this automatically yet. I've just put in the amount of channels there are. However, I do plan on trying to find a way to seamlessly create the amount of tracks which are playing in a piece, because MIDI files aren't just made of one instrument and one track. They're made of multiple tracks which create the music. But for this one, there's just two pianos which are mixed together, and this is a new node for harmonics, but it's extremely important to keep everything in time. Then we just mix them and output them. But over here is the most important thing for the actual blueprint implementation, as we are outputting the MIDI stream itself. Let me show you how that works. We get this MIDI stream by watching the output, which is one of the newer MetaSounds implementations. It pretty much acts as kind of like an event dispatcher, where every time the output changes, it's going to fire this event and give us value. So we get the MIDI event, and from there we can get a fair few different values. Here we go. We can check whether it's a note on or a note off event, and we can get the channel, note number, and velocity. So what we do is we get the note number and get the velocity, and make sure that the velocity isn't 0. Because if it's 0, then that means it's, that means it's off. That means nothing was pressed. Even when it's a note off event, a note off event is still going to have velocity with how quickly you lift the key. So from there, we have this extra bit, which I will explain in a second. But before that, it checks whether it's a note on event, because if it's a note on event, it's going to send the key pressed event to whichever note it is. And if it isn't a note on event, but it has to be a note off event, so it's going to send the key released event to whichever note it is, which all that does is just give us, set the actor location to down and up, and set the material. So just to show that in action again. Oh, I must not have saved this. Let me save that now. Here we go. But what if we only want a single or a couple channels? Maybe a music piece has lots of different instruments and we just want the piano side of that instrument. Well, what we'll do is we'll implement our channel filter, which right now this is another hard-coded thing, but I'd like to make it more automatic. But it gets the channel and compares it to the allowed inputs, which right now is just 0. and goes, okay, if it's of channel 0, then it can be played. If not, don't worry about it. Which, now that we've implemented that, let's check back with our piece. And you can see we've still got this opening. But some of it seems missing, don't it? And that's because we've still got this in our... Yeah, we've still got this second track here playing. So let's disconnect this and just have this going directly into there. So only the sounds from this track are now going to be playing. And if we put it all together... Did I save? Did I not save? That would be a classic Thomas blunder. I did not save. Well, there we go. Now we have it so it's only playing the single channel. This could be used for like difficulty scales, which I find interesting. But also could be used as I think, a cool way to maybe designate what is being played with your left hand and what is being played with your right hand. I ain't too sure about that one. I think I'm going to ask my piano specialist Kat about this, but I think it might be something interesting. Alright, well, to the tune of You're a Pirate by Pirates of the Caribbean, thank you very much for watching. We got some cool stuff ahead.